Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman coming to you from the Grand Hotel. That's right, on Mackinac Island. And it is grand this week because the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce is having their policy conference here. But Dave Jurcak is with us right now, and he's the head of, you're the Grand
President.
Poopah.
I wouldn't say Poopah, but
Okay. No, but
that's a role that I aspire to.
Yeah, okay. Well, you just got promoted right here and there. Yeah. So, Dave is in charge of all operations, everything here. Basically the CEO locally. Let's talk a little bit about that, because the Mustards were good friends.
Yes.
And I knew Dan well, and the purchase of it. Walk us through that a little bit.
So the building was purchased in October of 2019 by KSL Capital, who is our ownership group. They happen to own our management company as well, which is Davidson Management or Davidson Hospitality Group. And so we work for both Davidson Hospitality Group and obviously our ownership group. And the transition was that group finds some great hotels, but they love iconic properties. They at one time owned the Del Coronado. They owned a Homestead, which I ran as well, in Virginia. And so they love properties like this. And they loved, to be good stewards of them.
Yeah. You ran the Homestead.
I did.
That had to be fun.
It was.
Yeah.
Super fun.
A little bit of history in that area.
A little bit. It was founded in 1766.
Yeah.
So you say that, that hotel was around for about 150 years before Grand was built.
Yeah. Good idea. Yeah. Good idea. Older buildings. I mean, I have to say, I raised my kids in a building that was built in 1889. Okay. And every time you open a wall,
you find something.
You find something weird. Yeah. Do you run into that much here? Or?
We did. So we started our 5-year restoration of the front porch last year.
Oh.
So we finished 2 years of it. This year, first year, we didn't find much. And this past year, we found everything we missed. We found a lot. Yeah. So we found out that the columns on the front porch had steel beams in them to support the building. And those were put in 1982. Unfortunately, there were some columns that didn't have beams in them. Yeah. So it's a bit of a surprise.
Right.
We understand why it happened back in 82. But they're fixed and they're ready to go, and we're moving forward.
Okay. So from a structural standpoint, I mean, that Perfect. Over time, that'll pay a toll if you don't fix it.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, this is quite a week too. I mean, the fact that I don't think that the chamber has a room in this hotel that they don't own for this week.
They buy out the hotel for 3 days.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff.
Yes,
really.
Yes. Huge, great partners.
So do your folks look forward to this? I mean, because this is like and elbows.
We do. And so I talked to somebody earlier today, and I said we'll start planning for next year in about 3 weeks.
No kidding.
The understanding of what kind of rooms we'll need. Are the sponsors coming back and needing the same rooms? Do we need to move some people around because maybe they outgrew a space?
Yeah.
That they need additional space, or where we can find additional opportunities for people.
David, I've stayed here over the years many times, and the rooms are always enamoring, and they're all different.
All different.
Is that still the search?
It is. They're like fingerprints.
Yeah.
We have 388 individually decorated guest rooms.
Yeah.
Dorothy Draper and Company is still our designer. And they continue to do a great job for us. We renovated the Woodfill Suite this past year, Carlton Varney the year before. We did the cupola, so you need to go and see the cupola. It's the new cupola this year.
What you did with the pool?
It was, and we talked to Dan, and Dan told us that him and his father spoke at great length about doing something at the pool. Now, we have a lot of businesses. Dan and his family had one business. We had a lot of businesses that allows us to pull some money away from those other businesses. And so we spent a lot of money. We understood what the responsibility was to make sure the footprint of the pool was right, but we also wanted to give some additional modern amenities to it.
Wow. It's just as unbelievable. This, like you say, it's a fingerprint. You can't go anywhere on the planet and get what you have here.
You can't. And then you put it on Mackinac Island.
I know.
I mean, a Grand Hotel would be grand anywhere.
Yeah.
But Mackinac Island makes it even that much more special.
And there's a good kind of, I don't want to call it a merchants association, but a business association here on the island. Everybody seems to get along pretty well.
Really well. And we have a tourism bureau. We are about tourism. That is our business. We all share in that same business. Whether you are in the actual industry or supporting that industry, what we do, we all open up about the same time. We all close the same time. We all do work in the off season together, and we work together. If we're all successful, that's great.
All right. So now everybody out there wants me to ask, where do you live? Because you fly in by helicopter every day?
I wish, but no. I love living here. My wife jokes because we live in Virginia. We have a home in Virginia.
Okay.
My wife goes back about once a month to check on her father in the house.
Right.
And I never leave the island.
No kidding.
I left the island, aside from going last year to a graduation, I left the island once. And I really felt uncomfortable. So I just rather stay here.
Isn't that, does this become your home?
Oh, it is.
So you're going to be here a while?
I intend to be here. This is my career.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hope so. You've done a marvelous job here. It's been a pleasure for us to work with you and your staff.
It's great to see you every year.
All right, buddy.
Thank
Dave Jurcak, who's the CEO of the Grand Hotel. How about that? And that's where we're coming to you from. We are here for the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual policy conference. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network.